My name's Jeff Coughlin. I'm from a company called MapToMe. I'm the CEO and the founder of MapToMe. We specialise in branded entertainment and digital engagement. Obviously in 2001 when I set the company up, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing running a company. I had no experience of running a company. I was, as they called, an accidental leader. I just had an idea. I was bored of the internet. I'd worked on ARPANET before the internet, been involved in different ways, and was early success with things, sort of charging hardly any money for anything, no idea about cash flow, didn't even know what HR was. So it was just me, got a couple of people to work for me, none of us really knew about running a company, we just did stuff that we liked to do. We weren't looking at profit margins or return on investment or anything to do with that. It was sort of just, let's make work and let's see if we can make a living.
My name is Andre Pane. I'm founder of 99 Tastes, online delicatessen store, which tries to be a bit different than the others. The biggest challenge is if you start a company, I think, now besides being in Germany and we have bureaucracy here, right, which is painful, compared, for example, to Switzerland, where I had much better experiences in starting a business. But the biggest challenge is always customers, right? You need to get out there, you need to find customers, and also for our company, that's currently one of the difficult things, right? We would have to invest probably a load of money into AdWords to really attract many more customers than we have right now, which is a chicken egg problem, right? If you don't have enough money in the beginning, you can't spend enough on AdWords, you can't attract enough new customers. So that's kind of a little bit of a vicious circle, and we're trying to break out of that. So finding the right marketing channels and methods, right? Also maybe non-financial, PR, you know, using social media, etc., pp, and making that work, right? Newsletters, see how they work, see what works. That was a big learning curve for us.
After many years, we sort of slowly started growing up, understanding what different things like HR went, what responsibilities, how people would react, tracing things we're actually doing, organising how we manage projects, understanding the importance of project managers, and understanding basically cash flow, all that side of it.
I'm Catherine Nathan and I'm a partner in Ratchet Films, and there are two of us, 50-50 partners, and we are a production company. So here at Ratchet Films, we were 5 years old in April, and we started as 50-50 partners. We're an LLP, so Tim and I are business partners. Tim was an editor and a cameraman, and I was a producer and director. So we came together, and our complementary skills, you know, really had stood us in great stead to build this business. And we were very lucky because when we started, we had very limited overheads because we were able to have a whole floor of a house I lived in as our edit suite and our base. And we had most kit between us, to be honest. And it just meant that we could actually do most of the jobs that came in between us. So we kept that skill set quite tight, and we kept our production quite tight, and that was easy.
The difference between small is beautiful and you know, having a big scaling platform and company which goes international is of course tremendous in terms of how do you play it. So it depends a lot about what kind of personality you are, and it depends on what kind of business you have. I think there's many business kinds, especially if you are in a segment, in a niche, maybe B2B or B2C, where you can feel really well with maybe 2 people or 10 people and everything's fine and you're set and you make good revenues, you make a good margin. Hey, why should you stress yourself? Absolutely true. But if you're more a person who says, okay, but I want to see what's possible, or if you're in a business like the delicatessen food business, which is a small margin business, there's not a lot of margin on delicatessen food. You have to grow, right? You have to scale, otherwise you just won't be able to pay the money for the people and for the cost for everything else. And therefore there's no other way but to go really big and national, at least international if possible, and to try to push it and push it and push it. And making things so big, of course, is another exciting challenge because it needs other skill, it needs more management capacity and capability, it needs more thinking beyond borders and beyond established worlds that you may know, where you feel comfortable. So for myself, right now, I'm still, let's say, more on the international side of things. I'd like to make things big and beautiful. I've been working in international companies all my life. And I think the brand that we've had built with 99 Tastes is by itself international from how we spelled it and how we named it. And I would like to see that in many countries.
Now, one of the problems with our industry is when we started, we were ahead of the curve. We were the first people really to do the AdverGame branded app sort of thing. There's a couple of other players around, but we were original. We did stuff different. One of the mistakes we made was sticking with that. And I think over the years we realised that we need to concentrate a lot of our efforts and a lot of our profits back into research and development, because without that, we're as good as the last job we did.
I'm Helga Henry, I'm Director of Creative Shift. We help businesses, particularly creative and cultural businesses, grow and develop. If you want to start a business, I've got 2 tips. Find a mentor, by which I mean find someone who's done what you're going to do and ask them for informal help and support. And the second thing is to know the areas that you're weak in or that you don't like as much, and to get help in that. You can't be across the board brilliant at everything, but wherever it is you need help, get help in a way that works for you.
Surround yourself by people who are better than you. One of my things I had to realise as I've grown up myself is not to let my ego get in the way of what we do. And there's a lot of people who are far more talented than I am in certain fields. There's a lot better artists than I am. There's a lot better people who can run a company than I am. So rather than me trying to run a company and realising that just because I'm the owner of the company, I don't need to be the managing director, was a major thing. And actually getting people who know what they do. Don't be shy of looking for chairmen, building a board, getting finance directors. Those people are experts in what they do. You don't need to do everything, and they can do a lot better for you than you can on your own.